We had a power outage today from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock this afternoon. We get notified of this because of Patrick's health condition, because he needs to use electricity if he has an asthma attack for his nebulizer. So if it was going to be a really difficult day, having the notification, we can make a beeline to our daughter's house because she has electricity in her area. So anyway, so what do you do on a nice cool day, bit overcast, and can't do anything inside because there's no power? You come out into the garden. So I'm about to have a shower, so you're not going to get to see me today, but I'm going to show you what I've been doing. I worked on some of the beds, and this is what I've done. I've getting closer for you. I've trimmed the lower branches of these off. And then if I come around here, I love the idea of the trellises. I'm never going back to stakes. It was so much easier to trim it and sort it out and see what there was. So what I've done is I've taken a lot of it off, but there's a lot of new shoots. And I love my homegrown tomatoes, so we're not going to be pulling these ones out too soon yet. If we can get longer tomatoes, we'll get longer tomatoes. These ones, when these are finished, I'll probably pull that plant out and let some more grow. It's that bit there. And then I've staked this little capsicum plant here. Didn't even realise he was there because this was very heavy with growth. So I've staked that one. Now, I took these ones out. These were the Amish ones. They were all finished. And then I've taken away all the leaves and the lower base to the... let's see if I can find one to show you. Here we go. To about to there. So that I could tie it safely and not rind bark the plants. I've staked these because they're finally flowering. Finally getting fruit. Finally. That's the biggest one I've got so far. Where is it? There it is. So these are just your common California wonders. But of course that one's a different one that I can't pronounce. There it is. I also took out the tomatoes that were here from Amy's in-laws that we got given on September, on Father's Day. They were all finished, so I also pruned back the basil. I'll make some more pesto next week. This one I haven't worried about it. I've decided that bees can have that one. So that's what was the one that made the 700 grams of pesto. So I'll prune these two back. I've got to still tidy up those poor comfrey, and I want to cut these down. I've been a bit slow and lazy, but like I said, getting over COVID and the heat wave, I'm just going to cut them at the bottom and put them in the green waste bin. I'm not going to pull them out. I'm just going to cut and let them do that. This one here, as you can see, these will be pulled out, but not probably tomorrow. And Patrick's hopefully going to be able to whip a snip. Otherwise, I'll just do a cut and put in the green waste bin. I'm not going to even worry about trying to compost these because... Oh, what's wrong, Tildy? Because of all the love grass and that. So, of course, the carrots are now up, which is really good. So what I've basically done is done these 3 beds, sorted them out. I've given them a feed with some potassium because I found out that's what's wrong with the tomatoes in a couple of beds. They were blotchy because they didn't have enough potassium, so my fault. But you learn these things, and if you learn, they're not a mistake. They're a lesson. So these 3s are done. So I'm going to start again tomorrow by sorting out this area here for starters. That's going to be my first one. And because it's getting later in the day, I've given up. I'm getting tired. So tomorrow I'll sort out the potted plants, give them a feed of potassium. I'll trim that strawberry off because I've got flowers coming, so I've got fruit coming. In that one there that's ready, I'm going to put in the butter beans. And I'm going to trim off Matilda is crying because Coco next door is talking to her. So, but tomorrow what I'm going to do here is trim off any yucky leaves, give it a feed of potassium, a potash I've got, and go from there. Same with this bed. So that's okay. And look at all my little sunflowers that are coming. So that's all right. I'm going to plant some more small sunflowers for the chooks, as I said, I think in my last video. So that's all right. Now, if you know much about these and you think it's ready to be harvested, can you let me know? I'm not sure, and I don't want to cut it because it might be the only one I get. I've got some here, but I don't know if they're going to take or whether they're going to just drop off. So yeah, if you can let me know below, that would be really great. And then one day on its own, I'm going to start trimming and pruning back this. It's a group of cucumbers, but it's getting a little bit of on it. Bit of powdery mildew and that, but we've got new leaves coming. So I thought, right, well, I'll keep you going a bit longer and go from there. So it's just been a really nice day. Like I said, no electricity, very quiet for that reason. You know, you're inside and you can't have noise in the background, you can't have lights on and things like that. So it makes it a little bit harder. So it was a nice day just to be out in the garden, and it was cooler. Yesterday was hot. Yesterday was about 37, 38, which is not good for either me or Pat, with no electricity. So we definitely would have been up at our daughter's place. So yeah, so and what I've done here, you can see my little workshop area where I've been sitting and drinking cups of tea. What I've done is I've put all the tomato into the green waste bin. That can go to the compost collector on a designated day, because basically I don't want the, as you can see, this it's diseased and old. I don't really want to have that in my compost bins, so that's okay. So yeah, so that's one of the very few times that will be leaving, there'll be stuff leaving the backyard and not being composted. And of course the girls have had a lovely time. They've got their treats from the yard. You can see a few leaves over there, so that's okay. The red hen there, she's one of my new ones, so that's okay. There she is. I've got another two just sitting over there, so that's okay. So of course there's Thor. But that's about it. So if I think of it and there's anything exciting for tomorrow, I will update you. Otherwise, have a nice day, and catch you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.